I'm not interesting. I have nothing interesting to say ever.
Mom force-fed me dirt. The concept of doing the deep cuts and B-sides started, gosh, I guess it's been a couple of years back. But we did, I've always loved deep cuts, the obscure songs on an album. Those, I mean, everybody loves the hits, but even when I was a kid, I would get the record, you know, remember 33 1/3 RPM vinyl records? Yeah, that dates me, but no one else will. But hey, man. And the albums would tell a story. You get this narrative arc, and you get all these wonderful cuts in the middle of side two, you know, that sometimes people didn't even listen to because they're just playing the hits and moving on. And that's where I found this wealth of just wonderful material. And I've always just loved those deeper cuts. So when Kenny approached me to do a night with him at the Tuscany, I thought we got to do deep cuts and B-sides because it's just what I love. There's so much wonderful music that people may not be as aware of as, you know, the hits by Billy Joel or an Elton John or someone like that. There's just a wealth of material out there that's just so good.
My favorite deep cuts and B-sides come from people like Billy Joel and Peter Gabriel, the Beatles, of course. I'm going to be doing a Peter Gabriel song called Intruder, where Peter is talking about the de-evolution of society, but he's doing it in the first person.
I know where to find precious things in all your cupboards and drawers.
He's talking about basically being a home invasion intruder.
My favorite B-side of all time has probably got to be, it's one we were going to try to do on this show actually. It's a Police, Murder by Numbers. A great B-side. I think that was on the flip side of Every Breath, I believe.
Certainly not a hit song. Could never be a hit song. It's Sting being whimsical.
I love the hits as much as anybody. I mean, they're great songs and they're hits for a reason because most of the time they're really good pieces of music. But there's some great things on the B-sides and the deeper cuts.
I became interested in albums after I bought, I mean, even though I was 8 years old, I bought An Innocent Man. And there's stuff on that album that were not hits, like Careless Talk. And This Night, which was Billy Joel ripping off Beethoven, or actually paying tribute to Beethoven. He didn't rip him off, he gave him credit.
Didn't I say I wasn't ready for romance? Didn't we promise?
And then I started buying more albums as I got older. I bought every Billy Joel album, I bought every Simon Garfunkel album, I bought every Beatle album. And what you find is that on these albums, you find that the artist has something to say that they may not be willing to say commercially. You kind of get an idea of who the artist is. Abbey Road is my favorite album in music. It's a stunning progression from where the Beatles were just 7 years earlier when they put out Love Me Do and Please Please Me. It's hard to believe that you're actually listening to the same band at the time. It is a great complete-to-end album because the second side of Abbey Road has this suite, this bunch of clippings of songs that they didn't want to finish, so they just put them together and made a medley out of them. And it kind of gave the album a feel that if you don't really listen to it from beginning to end, you're not quite understanding the album. You get an idea of musically what the Beatles had to say at the time. It was the last album that they put out, and they kind of, in their hearts, knew it was the last album, even though it was kind of unofficial. They kind of knew that this was going to be it for them, so they went out with a bang.
This is a very Beatles-centric show. We played around with it, and we did most of side two the last time we did this, and it just went so well, and it was just so much fun that I think it was Kenny who said, let's just do the whole album. I said, yeah, sign me up. So that's how it kind of came to be. And I throw music at the singers in the band that no one should throw at anybody. I mean, I don't pick easy stuff.
We got Mr. Joe D'Annunzio.
Yeah, Joe D'Annunzio, the man who's behind the camera,
That's right.
who's going to be making a statement.
He's got a great Sinatra tune. I love this song that we're doing with him, me, and Zoe.
Oh God, Zoe Cohen-Leigh.
Zoe
How can I
Cohen-Leigh.
forget? My gosh,
Yeah.
she is such a wonderful cellist, vocalist too.
We've got-
She'll be on the show.
Well, let's get back to Joe D'Annunzio.
Yes, right.
Wasn't he the first host of the show?
Joe D'Annunzio has hosted my
He
show
was.
3 times. He was the very first host. He's the one that kicked this off. I could not have done this show without Joe.
So we can blame Joe.
Right. So
For
all
everything
this
you've
is
seen
his
subsequently,
fault.
yes.
Everything is his fault.
It's all his
This
fault.
monster that was created at the Tuscany, he created it. So,
Leave anybody on
Leave with my mother.
Rita
Don't forget my
Davidson.
mother. My mother.
Francesca.
And Francesca. I was going to get to her. I was
Okay.
going to put her last.
That-
But back to Joe
Yeah.
D'Annunzio.
Yes.
And back to Joe D'Annunzio.
He's a very dashing man, I understand.
He is. He's a good-looking man. He's a good-looking man.
Well, dashing if you know, like in a Planet of the Apes way, he's kind of a dashing man.
As in, like running away from or through the snow kind of thing, dashing. Or
Yeah, you could do that too.
Okay.
Yeah, as an ape.
as an ape.
Take your stinking hands off me, you damn dirty human!
See that?
He's a
Damn
bit of a
dirty
scoundrel, that one.
Scoundrel.
Scoundrel.
This show, again, I call it an embarrassment of riches. Kenny and I are blessed to have some amazingly talented friends and colleagues in this city, and
Unfortunately, none of them were available.
yeah, none
so
of them, and the other ones that were actually said no
Yeah.
and created excuses not to come.
Right.
So we had to settle. No, I'm kidding. There are some just amazing performers that I just reached out to, and everybody said yes. And the only couple that said no were because they were out of the state doing something else.
yeah. I am very lucky to know a lot of great people who are ridiculously dedicated to the things that I do for little or no money, mostly no money. And I am ridiculously grateful to all those people who do this on a regular basis.
Mom force-fed me dirt